All right, folks, back with another video. Couple of things that I want to do in this video is talk about the progressive rock band from America, that's Kansas, and towards the end, show some online purchases that I bought from another YouTube channel, and I'll get to all that towards the end. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to, like always, be me in these videos. I don't worry about how I say things or I say things incorrectly. I don't worry about going back and editing. I'm more of a press and let's record and see what we get out of my video. Something that popped up on another channel that's going to happen this weekend is a what do you want to call it, a chat, where what it's about is Kansas prog rock or something to that fact. And over the years, through a lot of some of the other prog channels or other channels in general, not necessarily prog, raise that question. Is Rush a prog band? Is Supertramp a prog band? Is Styx a prog rock band? Is Blue Oyster Cult a prog rock band? Is Kansas a prog rock band? Well, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to stir the pot, or I'm not here to say that I have all the answers. I'm just here being me and showing some records and telling my story of how I feel like Kansas is one of the great American progressive rock bands of all time. Even though later on they had other members come into the band and leave the band, and some of the albums seem to be geared to what I would call FM rock and roll. Maybe even try to have some hits like with the song like Play the Game Tonight, which is one of my favorite songs by Kansas. How I got into Kansas, let's start there. I remember hearing on the radio two songs which I feel are two of the best acoustic guitar playing songs that you could hear on the radio. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Led Zeppelin and Dust in the Wind by Kansas. I simply love those tracks and love hearing those over and over. I don't care, how many times I play them, I still enjoy them. But when I first heard those two songs, what was mesmerizing about it was the singing and the acoustic guitar playing and the finger picking. I was like really captured, in tune with that. And like I mentioned, the vocal delivery and the lyrics in the song, just two classic gems. So hearing Dust in the Wind, I was like, what album is for that? Who is that band? That's something I've never heard before. And I consider that like a acoustic prog rock song. I do. The violin in that song is so intense. It wasn't till years later when someone back in my time played the 8-track Leftoverage. If I'm saying that correctly. And I was like, this kind of has, if I was to compare it, especially with the keyboards, reminded me of a little bit of Yes. And I liked it. I wanted that record with that man on the cover who's writing, and it looks like he's writing a farewell letter, or he's in great distress over the country he lives in. That's the way I interpreted the album cover. I would say the first 6 albums of theirs are my favorite. Even Monolith, I love that album. There's a song on there called People of the South, and I do remember once in a while they would play that on FM rock and roll. To me, Kansas always has been that prog rock band to me. I have a subscription to Prog Radio, which I encourage you to go check out Prog Radio, because they have a few different channels you can listen to, or listening stations, or whatever you want to call them. And I listen to one called The Wizard's Forest, where they play a lot of early Kansas songs, and I love that. That makes my day a lot of times when I'm at work, and I listen to it through headphones. But consider becoming a subscriber, or at least checking it out. It's really good. Great music. They do one thing on Prog Radio that I like, is Classic Rock Wednesdays, which was really good. Kansas, this great band that emerged in the 70s. Now, I would go on and say, yes, the early 70s albums or 70s albums are really progressive rock sounding. Now, I don't have Leftoverage. I think I did, but I think I got rid of it because it was not a great copy of it. And somewhere down the line, I will find another copy and replace it. And there's some other Kansas albums that I don't have that I like to have. And one of them I like to have is Drastic Measures. I love that record. Fight Fire with Fire. I like also Audio Visions, which I've seen it once, but hopefully I'll run into it again. You know, Kansas has, one of the things that I like that they did was they blended that British style of prog into their music. And they're great musicians. They're very talented, good songwriting, great singing, and great guitar playing. And that really is very impressive to me. That's something of a goal to aim for when you hear the guitar playing in a lot of Kansas songs. There are some really key songs that are my favorite. I have a small collection of Kansas, and one that I hear on Prog Radio play a lot of songs from is their Say It Self debut, which I think is a killer record. I love this album. Bringing It Back, Lonely Wind, The Pilgrimage, Death of a Mother, Nature Suite. I mean, what a great debut album. One of the best prog albums in modern music, or music, however you want to say it. I don't know. Then I love Mask. Here's my CD copy. And the reason why I got this CD of it is because the seller made me a great deal on it. And you get a really cool rehearsal recording of Child of Innocence. It takes a woman's love, Icarus, Born on Wings of Steel. Great record here, Mask. Sorry about the glare on there, but really love that record a lot. This is another great good one to me, and that's I believe it's called Song for America. I love this record too. Solid, Down the Road, Song for America, Lonely Street, Lamplight Symphony. Great stuff. And again, like I said, I don't have Leftoverage, but I do have Point of No Return. And I remember that other song, Point of No Return, getting a lot of radio airplay. But there's songs like The Spider, Steve Walsh wrote that one. Portrait, Closet Chronicles, Sparks of the Tempest, and of course, Dust in the Wind. I've heard some people say this is their least favorite record. I can't explain that. I don't know. I can encourage you maybe to listen to it some more and more. But another thing that I like about their music is the mix of classical influences in it. Just so really good. As well as the mix of, like I've said, progressive symphonic, and I love that complex keyboards and those time signatures. It's like no other. It's like um, uh, how would I say? It's like a clock that just keeps ticking and progressing as each into their music. Really, really love the long compositions, the shifts in the time signature in their music. I like this record, another record. Now, it to some, and I can understand that this might not be considered a progressive rock album by them, but Vinyl Confessions, I do like this record. I found this one with the hype sticker, and I think it's really, really cool. But this is the album that had the hit "Play the Game Tonight," as well as these other good songs. Um, yeah, here's the back cover of it. I really like this record. I really do. It's something that I do play from time to time. And as I mentioned, of course, I know that might not be considered progressive rock, maybe more of that, their style of that hard rock edge that I like about Kansas as well. Some of their key albums that I would recommend, and I'm going to recommend four to really go check out, and I showed some of them here: the Self-Debut, the Leftoverage, Point of No Return, and Mass. Check those out. And I'm pretty sure you'll find something you'll like about those songs. And if you don't, well, that's just how it goes. Some bands don't get no love, others get love. That's just the way we are. We're humans. We don't always like the same. We don't always like the same bands, the same people, the same YouTube channels. Hey, it is what it is. And I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's how it is. But now I'm going to move on to my online vinyl purchases. Big Chief, that's one of his names. But I am talking about when he gets on camera and he goes, "It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show." That's Art. Go check out Art. Give him a sub. He has a store on Discogs, and I like looking through it once in a while. And, you know, when we have that little extra money, I want to support him. He's supported me for so long. He used to come on a lot and listen to me on my morning stream. So, you know, I purchased 3 good records. A couple of them are double album. And I was listening to this, and he did me the favor of washing them and cleaning them. I believe he has one of those Humming Gurus, which one day I plan to get that. Maybe when I retire, so that I can just retire, clean records, and listen to music more. But one of the purchases was the Weather Report Tail Spinning album. This is real good, and he cleaned it, and it sounds awesome. Man in the Green Shirt, one of my favorite tracks on there. But as I kind of look at this album cover, I kind of see signs of other Weather Report album covers or ideas, something to that. So I really like that. He gave me a great deal on that one. Next, I've heard about this. I'm not sure if there's ever been a movie. Maybe there is out there. Maybe somebody can tell me. Maybe there is really a film. I don't know. I've always been kind of confused by that. But I never went to go look it out and search it out. But it does say original sound recordings. And I picked up A Journey Through the Past, a film by Neil Young. Now, I'm going to show the cover. Here's the back. It's a double record. It's in really good shape, the jacket. Gatefold. But I feel like I've heard some of the songs on here, and they sound like they became other Neil Young songs, but with a different title. Here's the what the inner sleeves look like. I like that. Journeying Through the Past is a song that I feel like became another Neil Young song, but Yeah, this is, and it's on the Reprise label. So really cool. Glad to finally have that in the collection. And my last double live album, I think it's a live album. Yeah, I think so. Underrated live album too as well. That is Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet. Am I saying this right? Or On Your Knees. Now I do have the box set where it has all their albums in it. But some of these I wanted on vinyl, like especially this one. Here's the inside of the cover where they're really rocking it out. Rocking the Paradise. Styx. Are they prog? Yeah, they are. Is Supertramp prog? To me, yeah. Is Rush prog? Most definitely. Maybe a different category on their own of prog rock. I'm going to end it there, but want to thank you for stopping by and watching this video, hearing my thoughts. I'm not here to, like I said, stir the pot or take a shot at anyone. I'm just saying, yes, to me, Kansas is a progressive rock band. Let me know in the comments below some of your favorite Kansas albums or just a favorite album of yours in general. Maybe a live one. Take care, folks.